And we are live. All right. I
Cool.
trust OBS.
Okay.
All right.
So,
So let's see. Hold on.
So would this would be so we're
And
back to doing
we
filthy
are. All
casuals
right.
again.
Good. Yes, we're under Filthy Casuals. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Filthy Casuals. We are live with a friend of the channel, Lord Captain Commander Dunn,
hello. Good to be here.
and he doesn't know what YouTube's new TOS terms are, so I'm about to spoil that. So, YouTube updated their TOS recently. I think it was like either Wednesday or Thursday. Within that new TOS is YouTube can now, at any point in time, decide we're putting ads on your channel.
Like, don't
You
get paid.
no,
Hmm.
but YouTube can put ads on your channel.
Really?
Yes.
There's no like monetization abilities.
Nope.
Dang.
If you choose, which I had never planned on monetizing this channel, uh, if you have chosen to turn off monetization, YouTube can and will put ads on your content for no reason.
Huh.
Because YouTube needs ad money, I guess. But, if you remember, the adpocalypse was because because there's a bunch of people that qualified for monetization that but YouTube didn't have the advertisers or the advertisements to cover everyone.
Hmm. I guess moving to Twitch.
Yep.
Just Twitch has like a low amount of monetization. That's something.
Well, Twitch has low amount of monetization because by and large most of the people there get money from their subs.
Yeah, true.
Subs, people cheer bits and whatever. I think bits are like cash or something.
Hmm.
So does Twitch exclusively do live streamings?
Yes, Twitch does exclusively live. If you want to do Caesar, if you want to take your channel and be successful somewhere, start on BitChute.
Yeah, but the kind of content I make will attract a lot of normies, so they might look at BitChute the wrong way.
Fair enough.
Glad to see.
Might as well try it. I mean, there's an option on BitChute where you can simultaneously upload. So it'll upload to YouTube and then it'll upload to BitChute.
So, thing we're watching is Magical Girl Friendship Squad episode 1.
Yes, yes it is.
So,
It's Sailor Moon for millennial hipsters.
Oh, it's not Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon and everything magical girl, all magical girl shows. I don't care how bad they are, deserve better than this.
huh.
So, I hope you have alcohol ready.
I don't drink.
Ah,
And I already drank earlier.
mm.
Mm.
The
Well,
alcohol just got out of my system.
well,
Yeah. But I could go grab something.
eh, no time. We go now.
Okay.
All right. Unless anybody else has any other announcements, if you watch this now or later, do go check out Lord Captain Commander Dunn's channel. He is really cool. He does a lot of writing stuff. I think I would Dunn, and I'm genuinely say this as someone who would want to join your live streams. Stop streaming while I'm working.
Yeah.
You stream in like
Yeah.
the middle of the day, and I'm at work, and I'm like, I want to join, but
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
your show starts like an 1 hour before I get off work.
yeah. I can like shift it to later. I just kind of like sometimes we'll kind of work around Smudcast.
mm-hmm.
It's kind of some because they always start at 3, so I want to try and get it done before then and I would rather not like exhaust my viewers.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a question about Smudcast. So, do they do any scheduling, or is it just like it always seems like they just or Smud Boy always just does a stream on a random day of the week?
It's basically just based on the availability of everybody. Like we basically will show that we're available by like just voting on something to come out on like a video recommendation.
Hey, hello, worse than you.
Aloha. Good to see you.
Yes, we do have fans,
Lovely.
All right.
like 3 of them.
The only announcement that I have is I just barely got finished with my publishing spree, and I'm at 11 books published on Amazon and 1 novella.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm planning on doing basically a publishing spree for the next 2 or 3 years, where I'll just publish 1 book a month for about 5 months.
Dang.
That's the plan.
That's a tight schedule.
Well, I already did it this year. I already did 5 books and a novella, 1 a month. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. Now then,
Go.
on to the torture.
Yeah.
You will submit the information we require, Lord Dunn. You and serve the
In
Empire.
terms of what?
I actually
In
caught a
terms
bit
of
of
what?
the.
What do you want?
I caught a bit of your Star Wars stream.
Which
Well,
one?
the one where you were doing the I think it was like the sequel trilogy redone or something.
Sequel
It was
trilogy
recent,
redone.
like this week or last week. It was fuck, I can't remember what it was called. But it was a Star Wars thing.
Was it lessons we can learn from the Star Wars sequels?
No.
Oh, that one. Oh, it was a section of Oh, that was just a section of my writing. That was just something I uploaded. Just like a section of live stream that I wrote. I read off one of my. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
I think it was like just an original work inspired by the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I caught that one, and then I caught a little bit of the Fire Cannot Kill a Dragon Part 6.
Yeah.
Like that was that was not fun to listen to.
The Fire Cannot Kill a Dragon. Yeah.
I had to turn that off. I had to turn that off because it was like I can't be a peppy salesman and listen to this.
Yeah, it's kind of It's like the Star Wars sequel trilogy thing is original thing is like somewhat nice, where it's like a section of a good audiobook essentially. But then like James Hibbard's book is like awful to listen to. It's just
I've noticed that's a trend with audiobooks. If you don't get the right person to do it, it's just not a good. It doesn't hit.
Yeah. Well, I guess like I just don't have necessarily that good a voice, which is fine. But yeah, I think part of it is just like I think part of it. Well, I have the actual physical. Well, I have a Kindle copy with me that I just like will paraphrase. That way, I don't get sued for like creating an illegal audiobook. I'll just like say something verbatim if it's really stupid. Like, oh, like casually talking about like Emilia Clarke working in season 2 with a brain hemorrhage.
Yeah.
So
like that.
Admittedly, like the heat probably helped in some capacity because like it's most dangerous and cold when it like constricts, but it's still like that poor I just feel like that poor girl.
Yeah. and then she got like she left and then came back and was like, "Oh, your doctor told you you had another one." Something
Um,
along that line. Like someone had an aneurysm and then they had another one that could pop at any time.
like a cyst or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of just like, oh, poor Amelia Clark. This just like filming in the middle of nowhere is probably like not helpful because and probably she was really stressed and scared because she was only like 21 or something. That's a really like scary brush with mortality.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for how they're going to justify 7 and 8, where apparently like Bran and Sansa and Arya outplayed Littlefinger as opposed to it just being a Deus Ex Machina, which like that's actually what they say. That like they outplayed Littlefinger. And I'm like,
Ugh.
it's just like it seems like he's trying really hard with this book
Mhm.
to kind of like chill for them and kind of have a pity thing, like saying, "Look how hard it was in the early seasons," and then trying to justify
Later writing
like
choices.
the yeah. There's
No.
kind of just there's kind of just an unfortunate trend of these
Mhm.
performances, these faces. We basically just wanted to show off the actors' talents, and we even rewrote characters to suit the actors.
Yeah. Speaking of shitty writing, let's get into this before or we do it before we all die of
I could,
before the heat death of the universe.
yeah, I could talk for hours, but yeah, let's go.
Oh my gosh. God damn it.
What's wrong?
It keeps pausing for me. I don't know why it keeps doing this. There we go. Apparently it doesn't like being in full screen. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
This seems like a bad anime knockoff.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, this is
I
a
actually
trend that I've noticed
I
with anime.
I suffered through the first episode of this. I did.
Uh, you have my sympathies.
Yeah, I've,
Don't
and I've,
say
I've
you speak too soon, sir. The true horror hasn't begun yet.
Here.
yeah,
Wait. This is hideous. What am I looking at?
Why is everything flat?
Why is this a weird Rick and Morty knockoff thing?
No, like that's the thing. You can Rick and Morty. You can tell has depth to it. There's no there's no depth anywhere. Like it's all flat. There's
Ouch.
no
The shading is off.
yeah exactly. The shading is to the point like there's no shading around the characters. There's no shading in the train to indicate that it goes back. Like where everything in this scene looks flat.
Looks like paper mache in a lot of
Or
ways.
the first thing that came to mind when I saw this was a game on my Steam that I think is personally underrated. It's a really really good game. It's called oh fuck. I'm gonna have to look up at my Steam. Y'all don't need to see my Steam. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Was it? Oh, The Unavowed. It's called the game's called Unavowed, and it has this same sort of like flat look, but it's a 2D side scroller, so it's intended to look like that. But even then, I stepped back and was like, no, that Unavowed and other 2D side scrollers look better than this because they have like proper shading for their for the for their stuff.
Dang, that's terrible.
Yeah, and
dude, you're blocking the stairs.
Welcome to Brooklyn, buddy.
Don't have any sympathy for him. He's just a white male. I mean, he just got mugged.
Yeah. I don't like human beings anymore.
By the way, that's like these are our two mains, and you can tell there are two mains. You know, the hair.
Oh, great.
Yeah, their first lines of dialogue are to this guy, who in context we know has just gotten mugged.
It's basically tough crap, Sherlock.
Yeah, like, really? You're gonna open with that? That's what you open with?
Tourists. Man, it's bullshit that they laid you.
Ugh.
Okay, swearing to be edgy. Interesting.
The music is awful.
Yeah, it's like a terrible R&B thing.
Your food craze ideas,
Culinary experience creation innovations
were incredible. You know.
I want to talk about that little scene right there. So, in a lot of animation, in most animation actually, people's eyes are bigger.
Her eyes didn't look like they moved very much. It was really unsettling.
Chargeman Can and Twinkle Nora Rock Me with which barely has any animation looks better than this, and those are bad anime. I disagree. I disagree with that second one worse than you. The art style is Cal Arts, and this is bad no matter what. The Amazing World of Gumball is done in Cal Arts, and it works very, very well. But the reason it works so well is because of the photorealistic backgrounds and the other characters and the character differentiation. Like, not every character is drawn the same. They have the Boombox Kid. You're not constantly looking at the same character model. So Cal Arts is a decent style when used sparingly.
Yeah, I think with I guess the Cal Art style is it's not that it's bad per se. It's overused. Like
exactly
every single show coming on Cartoon Network now has the same art style. Yeah. Also, I guess Cal Arts isn't really, I guess, an appropriate title since not all these animators actually went there. I think a lot of people just call it the Bean Mouth art style.
Unicorn hot dogs absolutely should have been the next mermaid bagel.
Thanks, but it's fine.
Food craze ideas,
culinary experience creation innovations
were incredible. Unicorn hot dogs absolutely should have been the next mermaid bagel.
What?
Her pupils are dilating all over the place. It's weird.
Yeah, exactly. Like that was what I was talking about. Like I feel like it's trying to use the animated thing, the animation style of make your character's eyes bigger so they're more expressive. But the problem is they don't have eyes that are inherently expressive. So the pupil contraction and dilation is really, really weird.
It looks weird.
Apparently, I just scrolled back because I didn't hear unicorn hot dogs should have been the next mermaid bagel. What?
Somebody drunk Duncan just crap posting in the chat.
Why do you say that? Hold on.
Just like that just sounds like somebody's drunk.
Yeah, it sounds like someone wrote this dialogue to be like, oh, it'll be the context. What's that? What's mermaid bagel? Hold on.
It'll be quirky and
yeah.
and stuff.
Oh.
What?
Mermaid bagels are a thing.
Oh God, show it. Show it on screen. Assuming it's safe for work.
It is safe for work, but it's just like it's just like it's just fancily decorated bagels. Like that's it. Like there's nothing. It's nothing. Ooh, oh my gosh! It's fancily decorated bagels.
Oh, really? That's it.
Yeah.
So what was the other thing? Unicorn hot tugs.
Yeah. So. Would it just be like a super bougie hot dog? I guess. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but personally,
I like some good hot dogs.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
It looks like they're trying to mix 3 different art styles together, and it's not working at all. The dialogue makes me want to violently sunset myself. That's why I have Smirnoff Screwdriver to take the edge off worse than you.
You know, the art style kind of reminds me of I guess a Tumblr-y version of Scott Pilgrim.
It probably is an attempt at a Tumblr version of Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever did this show is very clearly from Tumblr.
Yeah.
We're less than a minute in.
Oh boy.
Who's excited? And we haven't even gotten anywhere yet.
Let's do this.
Thanks, it's fine. Working in that office all day, every day was draining the life out of me.
Well,
being a responsible adult, what's that?
now you can finally reject the outdated notion of
we don't want to do anything.
What the fuck?
It almost looks like she has a tiny mouth over her regular mouth.
Yes, exactly. Like, and the issue is she's drinking out of a cup with one of those like sip filters on it, or one of the lids. So she wouldn't be able to get that like I can only assume it's a milk mustache.
What else can it be? There are no other, unless like she sporadically sprouts hair on her face.
I don't know.
Job monogamy. Like for me, before that off-brand snack company fired me for tweeting that the green M&M could get it, they wouldn't let me do more than 20 hours a week on their social.
Because that's when they
there's a Linkara joke in there.
Green M&M could get it?
She's a lesbian.
What? You'll have to clue me in because I am lost.
Fingering.
Oh,
precisely.
Great.
Yes.
Great.
She is a lesbian. So her only thoughts and existence revolves around thinking about how female characters can, get fucked. Yeah. Uh-huh.
How progressive.
They have to give you benefits?
Yeah, so I just picked up extra work doing audio editing for that podcast where 3 white dudes review airport bathrooms.
3 white dudes review airport bathrooms.
I guarantee you that's a podcast, but
It's still stupid.
Why does she care that they're white?
Because like that's the audience it caters to, I guess.
Also, why can we see
hipster
her
millennial-
mouth here? Like, why can we see the inside of her mouth? Wouldn't we be able to see, like, the building behind it? Or is that just so we can see she's talking?
Oh no. It's creepy.
Yeah.
Until they also fired me for tweeting that Amelia Earhart could get it.
I'd be fine with one job to start. Lulu is gonna kill us if we're late on rent again.
Oh, we'll get jobs. The next big thing is just around the corner. And Alex?
Oh, what the heck? American Steven Universe on crack.
We'll get there.
Oh, great.
Can I just say, Lulu can try me. I watched John Wick 2 last night, and I'm fired up. Ha! Kick, 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 Chun-Li!
Oh, I love that movie. Daisy.
Fucking Spar Eye motherfuckers. This is the stupidest animation trope ever. I hate it so much.
Thanks, I hate it. Thanks.
Also, can we talk about how, like, her hair, like this
Which
is like
one?
the black girl. Can we talk about how she's like the stereotypical Tumblr black girl?
It seems as though these guys are really indulging in stereotypes for this show.
Yeah.
So is the girl on the right supposed to be Asian?
I don't
think so.
No.
I don't think she seems pretty bougie white.
It's the way her eyes are drawn. They kind of looks like she's supposed to be Asian.
Yeah.
Are you a foul racism, Caesar? For shame.
And remember,
talking about them beady eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, by the way, we've seen John Wick 2, remember? We're cool.
No. That movie came out like what, 5 years, 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah.
5 years ago? It came out a while back.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's not. At least they're not quoting a movie that recently came out.
Hold on.
It's not as dated.
Give it time. We're about to take a time machine, gentlemen.
Daisy, look.
Don't destroy my hopes and dreams.
With a pencil. You come after my dog, I'll kill you.
Anyway, I don't even need a job in programming. Just something simple that.
Wrong movie.
Yep.
Wrong movie. That's the first one, not the second one, you idiots.
That doesn't have an awful commute. Something that's in the neighborhood. Come on.
Yeah, because being a coffee barista will totally pay just as much as doing a computer job.
Yep, it absolutely will.
Alex
Yeah.
and Daisy, I've found my guardians.
Oh, what the?
Yep, just on a whim, too.
Why?
You know, it's not like in Sailor Moon where she's like the reincarnation. Apparently, Worse Than You is just gonna sunset himself before the day is over.
Well,
sunset himself.
We'll do it after the stream. At least do it after the stream. Can't have any deaths on our watch.
Energy spike could only mean one thing. The creator has taken form in this.
What the fuck is?
It's like trying to be a generic anime.
That artwork is so. That artwork
as possible.
That artwork is awful.
Go for it.
That artwork is awful.
Can we talk about how he moves too?
Yeah, play it over again.
Hold on.
One thing. The creator has taken form in this.
Oh,
This
the
world.
weird head bob thing.
Yes, exactly.
Weird.
Like,
Weird.
what the fuck? He's anime. And why is... Excuse me. God damn. Why is he crouched...
It's just a.
Why is he
It's a
crouched behind a
pet
trash
show.
can?
Oh my goodness. This is so weird. We're not even 2 minutes in.
Yeah, there's 11 minutes of this. It's about to get weirder.
I wish my passion for spying on strangers from behind trash cans could pay the bills.
Oh well, back to being a corporate attorney, I guess.
Who the fuck are you? Like, who are you,
What?
bitch? What relevance do you have? Obviously, this guy's the villain, so, you know, he sort of has to get introduced. As shitty as it is, he does have to get introduced in this first episode, at least. But we're like, oh, this random person. Hey, random person. It's funny.
I don't know. This is just weird
Yeah,
and uncomfortable.
It's weird for the sake of being weird. Which means it's not... Which means...
No, it's trying to be quirky. It's trying to be quirky, but it's hitting on uncomfortable and weird.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Zavity and I'm gonna go rip people off.
Alex, this is amazing. If you work here, you can give me so much free coffee.
Plus, I'd finally have a reason to talk to Coffee Dude.
He looks wholly generic and not
gosh.
interesting in any way.
Aside from the blue hair and the Asian skin tone.
What do you think he's always studying? Probably like how to be a artisanal beekeeper.
Snore.
The fuck?
Artisanal beekeeper?
Like, what?
What is a freaking artisanal beekeeper? I've never heard of that.
In fairness,
Like,
we've never heard of mermaid bagels before, so, you know.
Is it basically a person who like is able crafts like really nice beekeeping structures?
I guess. But like the fuck, like, why would you want that? That seems like a, excuse me, I don't know, dead-end degree.
A dead-end profession. What money are you possibly gonna make?
Or you literally like him because he's a...
Oh my god. Hold on.
Studying. Probably like how to be a artisanal beekeeper.
Snore. You literally only like him.
Anybody else notice what I notice?
Her weird hand movement.
Yes!
Like, there's like no detail in her hands.
There's no detail in her hands, and it looks like, look, Kaiba's hands from Yu-Gi-Oh are a meme, because Kaiba's hands do Kaiba things.
Yeah, they're really strange.
He's just so rich and powerful, his hands can break the laws of physics.
It looks like there's not much consistency with finger length either.
Yeah.
Compare her right hand to her left.
Indeed.
The ring finger and the middle finger are the exact same length.
But on her other hand, they're not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How is she holding that coffee?
With her thumb.
Like, Hold on. I happen to have a can of soda, which is about what we got here. Okay, it can be done.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
just
feel
very
very
awkward.
secure, but it can be done.
Yeah, I'm trying it with a soda can right now. It's just I kind of have to push my index against it a little bit just to keep it from slipping. There.
So strange. Like,
So
it just looks
weird.
lazy.
Yeah, it is. Also, notice that they've like basically forced the other girl into the foreground so they don't have to draw much background. Like the background's a window. Oh, and a sign and like half a table. Like it's a very easy to draw background that doesn't necessarily look like it's supposed to be there either. It looks cheap. Cheap is what I'm saying. No, he doesn't worse than you. Kaiba's one and only true love is the Blue Eyes White Dragon. There are no other female cards in his deck, please.
It's true.
Man made a jet shaped like the fucking thing.
Because he's nuts. Kaiba's freaking nuts.
I loved Little Karibo's explanation of that though. It's like
He's just
I got
compensating for
bored.
something.
No, he basically the way he explains it is I got bored one day and designed the most perfectly aerodynamic jet ever. Then I scrapped that and made this.
Yeah, he just kind of just is.
Personally, although my favorite line is when he on Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge is when he confronts Gozaburo in the virtual world. Well, the door just slams open. And he's like, Gozaburo's like, "Where do you get off kicking in my door?" Or it comes like, "I didn't. I'm Seto Kaiba. I looked at it and it just opened for me."
I honestly love the actual line from the show where Dart says, "Well, if you if destroying innocent soul doesn't mean much anything to you, I don't mind." He's like, "Nah, as the president of a major company, I have to do that all the time."
Exactly. Yeah. Kaiba got Kaiba got good lines in the original series.
Yeah, Kaiba's a dick. Kaiba's a dick, but
Still the
he's
best
still.
character on the show.
But yeah, one of the best characters. Period. I love
That's a
Kaiba.
lie.
So.
Obviously, y'all are wrong. The best character is Taya Gardner.
It's too bad I can't mute you.
Useless plank. And
At least Taya at one point does something plot relevant. Name a plot relevant thing Tristan does.
He carried Mokuba's lifeless body around in season 1.
This is true.
A thing that could have easily been done by any other character.
At least he's not like Tori from Zexel. Tori from Zexel is useless.
Yeah,
yes.
I never watched Zexel.
I watched the whole thing, and it's not, the Baryon arc is good, but like you have to slog through a lot of crap.
Yeah, honestly, I think the problem is Yuma's
character sucks.
Yuma gets a really good character arc, but the problem is they made him an incompetent duelist on the outset because I guess Yusei was just too good. So, I think honestly, if Yuma were like semi-competent, he didn't have to be the best duelist ever, But if he were like semi-competent, it'd be way better, and a different voice actor would have probably done wonders for the show.
Yeah, I think I've seen a little clip of Zexel. If I remember correctly, like Yuma, it sounds like a white guy trying to do his best impression of Riley from the Boondocks. At least that's how I remember it.
I do recommend Zexel. Zexel's honestly like really, really good. I liked it. I liked the whole thing, but
So yeah,
once you hit the Barian arc, the show just hits its stride.
Yeah, it gets really good.
It gets really, really good.
Yeah, so and also like 5Ds. I saw a little bit of it when it was on Cartoon Network.
5Ds is all good. 5Ds is all good except like the beginning of season 2.
Yeah, I couldn't get past the card games on motorcycles.
No, card games on motorcycles are actually really, really interesting.
How do you even play? Like, what's the objective? Are you trying to win a race or play the card game?
You're supposed to you're playing the game with variant rules.
Yeah.
While racing on a motorcycle.
Yes.
It is on autopilot, but yeah.
Also, what's the protagonist? Yusei. He looks like the love child of Seto Kaiba and Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yusei is shockingly actually one of probably the best written protagonists. He gets a lot of ass pulls though.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yuya's worse though.
Yeah, Yuya's off. Yeah, Yuya is so.
I like Arc V's story and everything.
The ending is terrible though.
I could not get through it. I couldn't get through the dub. Watching the sub is good because Yuya's voice actor isn't awful. But watching the dub is like, this is not the same show.
Yeah.
So worse than you. Which blonde chick? You mean Alexis from GX?
No, it's not Alexis from GX. It's Faye Valentine.
Oh no, my Valentine. Faye's from Cowboy Bebop.
That's what I said.
Faye Valentine.
It's not a very subtle pun, but then again, nothing about her is very subtle.
No, she's kind of her own weird thing.
All right, enough Yu-Gi-Oh talk. We're distracting ourselves from the horror.
Yeah, let's keep going.
We're only 2 minutes in.
Well, almost 3 actually.
Him because he's a blank slate you can project your fantasies on.
I know.
Isn't that, how dating works? Like, is that not how dating works? You meet someone like randomly, they're sort of a blank slate, and then you get to know them. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone.
No. But remember the time he smiled at me?
Hey, Michaela.
Isn't it weird for you to come here all the time when you've
got that animation? The animation of the tiptoeing away. What was the budget of this? Like a $5 bill?
Apparently.
And also look at her pupils. They're all kind of like she got.
Oh my god, I didn't notice that before. Like, her pupils are fucking askew. What? Did she have a lazy eye or something?
around beans with all the baristas?
You're such a mom. It's whatever. Oh yeah, no tattoo baristas working today. That's why she couldn't sleep over last night.
Do you even know her name?
You don't know his name.
Daisy.
Hey, you. We peeped that help wanted sign in the window.
I'm very qualified. I just left a job at a culinary experience formation startup, so I've worked with stuff just like CBD lattes. Ew, no offense.
Do you have barista experience?
Not specifically, but
Sorry, baristas have to be certified, and to get certification, you need at least 3 years of barista experience.
X to doubt.
I mean, I think the joke here is like, starter positions require experience for within those positions to be for you to be qualified for them. But you know how like you need work experience to get a job, but in order to get work experience you need a job kind of thing. Which I don't disagree with, but it's sort of like a little bit out there that a barista shop would require certification for something like this.
You're giving people drinks.
Yeah, exactly. Like I can go fucking work at McDonald's and I'm licensed to be a claims adjuster and sell insurance. They're not gonna require me to have fast food experience.
and how does anyone become a barista to begin with?
No, one must be born a barista.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Like 2 seconds of his walk sequence. What?
Creator is here on Earth in the form of some kind of small mammal. The energy levels around her are astronomical.
Oh god. Can y'all hear me? I feel like y'all can't hear me.
Oh, I can hear you.
I can hear you. I'm just muted because my sister and her friends are animals.
Ah.
Are you in the same room as them?
They're in an adjoining room, fortunately.
Mm.
Which is
They're loud.
frustrating, to say the least. Yeah, it's
Why was this a necessary shot?
I have no idea.
Also, is he talking to us, the audience, or is he talking to the watch?
What is he, Richard III or something?
I don't know.
Weird.
Do I have your
It
pin to
looks
collect
so
after
weird.
she leaves the scene? I have an idea that should reap very powerful results. Ooh, vegan muffins.
Oh my gosh, why did he wiggle his butt? That's weird.
Yeah, that might actually be the best fucking thing of animation we've seen this whole show.
Sorry, not you.
Well, the millennial freeloaders of 2B. Might I ask where the rent is, or did you eat it with your avocado toast?
The first isn't till tomorrow,
Oh, wow.
right?
Yeah.
Is this supposed to be a parody?
I don't know. Like that's the thing. It dips so much into like stupid things or like
Aggressive stereotyping.
yes. That it makes you that I would think it's a parody, but like the commentary is biting enough that it's like maybe not a parody, I guess.
You better hop off our dicks, Lulu!
Whoa there. I think what Daisy means is we
Did it take like a second for her hand to pull back? along with her head.
The way that she's giving the finger looks terrible.
Yeah. Also, because speaking from experience, I know if you pull someone's head back, their hands and everything else are coming with you.
We will definitely have the rent on time. We respect you.
Good, because if it's late again, I'm slapping an eviction notice on your door as soon as I get my son over here to fix my printer.
Daisy?
I feel like she's supposed to be some sort of Jew. Hey, look at the background. It's Cowboy Bebop. Remember, you could be watching Cowboy Bebop instead of, you know...
And an alien parody.
This thing.
And it looks like it's a parody of Alien right next to it. The poster in the middle.
Yep.
Like Alien with a Yoshi egg.
Yep. I'm not sure what this one is.
The one on the left.
I applauded it for being unoriginal. It didn't break new ground.
Because why bother coming up with a world of your own when you can just rip off this one? When you can use references for all your humor.
In such a cringeworthy fashion that it's utterly asinine.
Why is there a raccoon on our couch?
I am not a raccoon. I have taken the form of a red panda. My species is endangered, much like your world.
Alex?
Why a red panda? Oh, wait, never mind. Red pandas are cute, therefore... Or, I mean, mascot character.
Yeah.
Except, you know, the mascot character for Madoka Magica is a soulless, logic-driven machine, and yet it is fucking adorable. This shit ain't cute. Sorry.
Nope.
Yep, I hear talking raccoon on our couch.
Alex, Daisy, I've come to you with an important mission.
Did you microdose me without telling me again?
What's the phone number for animal control?
Put your...
Hold up. We're gonna circle back to that line of dialogue. Like, why are you friends with her? I'm sorry, but if I live with you and you drug me even at any point, like even if it's and you just don't tell me, like that's a issue. That's an issue. I have issues with that. That would be like get the fuck out of my apartment kind of thing. Apparently worse than you was talking about both. Alexis Rhodes and My Valentine.
Well, Alexis Rhodes does show up in Arc 5.
She does. So. She actually does things in that anime.
Yeah.
She got the shaft in GX. A lot of characters got the shaft in GX, personally. Anyway, we shall continue.
Fingers in and all shall be revealed.
What the?
Daisy, I've come to you with an important mission.
Did you microdose me without telling me again?
What's the phone number for animal control?
Put your fingers inside me, and all shall be revealed.
What's happening? The bud is sucking us in!
So there's a lot to unpack there.
Do we have to?
I mean, kinda, but we can keep going because it just goes downhill from here. Like, The fuck? Just, I think that surmises the whole package, really. The fuck?
Put your fingers inside me?
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
Ugh.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Agreed.
Unfortunately, we haven't
universe
terraformed
and
Mars yet.
everything in it. It is one of many. I created this universe and everything in it. It is one of many universes created by myself and other beings like me. But
All of the creators are women. Specifically, like, semi-fat women.
Thick women. Let's go with thick women.
No.
Nah, fat.
They don't deserve the person. I feel like this is the creator's self-insert, so they don't deserve to be labeled as thick. She's fat. Same with this one back here. You know, she's fat too.
And the one on the right looks fine.
Yeah. But you know something's wrong in her universe too.
some beings are driven by destruction rather than creation. They seek to destroy this universe by using its own.
Blonde-haired, blue-eyed, skinny. I mean, the only thing missing is purple, so should we just assume that, you know, he's going to be like the stereotypical neat white male?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Power.
Ah, hold on, the internet's out.
Oh, are you on
The fuck?
Like
Alex and
fumes
Daisy,
coming out
please
of the-
stop stealing our
coming out of the
Wi-Fi or
fridge.
we'll lock it network?
You'll never believe this. They locked it.
Get your own damn Wi-Fi then. Also, really, we're interrupting the exposition for a joke?
What?
Now?
Oh man, they're What is wrong with this show?
I don't know, but it's like we're just gonna
People
interrupt
like
this
to-
whole exposition dump for a joke. A joke that's so bad it doesn't even land. Like it goes on too long. Like it's such a shitty joke. If like honestly the writing in the show feels like it's done scene by scene, not like a script that the animators are putting words to. Or like not that the script or storyboard the animators are working off of. I mean, that's how it feels. It feels like there's no storyboard. There's no script, but there's like rough
It's an
sketches
annoying-
of
An annoying
there's
game of Mad Libs.
yeah. We need a joke here. They're stealing Wi-Fi. I don't disagree worse than you.
These evil forces have been amassing your universe's energy for some time, particularly from this planet, its largest source of life.
Try 3C's Wi-Fi.
So I suppose you don't want to hear about the special
Wait, what
powers
did
I
they
can
just
grant.
pull out of her?
Her
Oh,
glasses.
Gosh.
Okay. I almost
Oh my
thought for a second there, I
gosh.
thought those were some kind of anal beads.
No, they were her glasses. Which implies that she got close enough at some point for her glasses to be left inside her.
Also, apparently the panda's got purple shit.
Yeah.
Grant you.
Fuck yeah! Oh, what kind of powers? Can we wish for $1 million?
Okay, girl, you just pulled your glasses out of a panda's ass. Clean them.
No.
Oh. What's your name, creepy panda?
I have chosen the Earth name Isis, after the ancient Earth goddess.
Ooh,
That would actually be the coolest thing in this show.
do not love that.
Name's no good anymore.
Fine.
Why not? I like Isis. She's a fucking badass bitch. These people don't know the story of Isis.
Chopped up and mutilated by his evil half-brother. His evil brother.
You may call me by my native name. Nut, mother of Isis.
Nope, no ISIS. Forget about ISIS.
Now,
Oh, I think ISIS. Oh, it's a relation to the terrorist organization.
Oh.
Sorry, what did I miss? I was away for a little bit.
Just saying no ISIS because it's the terrorist.
Yeah.
Terrorist is a the terrorist thing.
You know, I didn't even make that connection.
It took me
Yeah,
a
I did.
little bit
It-
to
Kind
make
of
that.
predictable.
Like, it didn't make I didn't make that connection because, like,
It's so stupid.
she mentioned she was named after the Earth God, after the ancient goddess of Egypt, who's a badass bitch.
But they're just thinking modern terms.
Yeah.
each of you must choose the object that will activate your powers. You must carry this object with you at all times.
Fine. I'll pick my birth control. It'll remind me to take it.
Your birth control? What the?
Why not your fucking glasses, bitch? You know, I realize they're covered in, like,
weird space panda crap.
Yeah, but still, though. I guess, you know, remember to take your birth control, children.
Obviously
feels like a
choosing
terrible
Bong
parody.
Selleck.
Not practical.
Oh my god. Remember, Tom Selleck exists. That's it. Tom Selleck exists. And we're referencing him. Like our show.
You, Alex and Daisy, are my fated guardians. It is now your duty to protect the entire universe.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You didn't say anything about duty.
Why would you assume that, like, she gave you this whole spiel? She gave you this whole ass spiel, and you thought, oh, we're just getting free fucking magical powers? We don't have to do anything about it? What's responsibility? With great power comes great responsibility. What's that?
Duty.
We can't protect the universe. We can barely take care of ourselves.
I used a W-2 as a pad last week.
But you are warriors. You said you killed 3 men with a pencil.
What? Can't you get someone else to do it? Or, like, do it yourself? You're a god who can give PowerPoints out of your butt, so should be pretty easy for you.
In your world, I am merely a helpless red panda with limited access to my own powers. This is your destiny, and yours alone. And if you don't fulfill that destiny, then your universe and everything in it, everyone you have ever loved, will die.
That it? Did you think that was news? That shit's, like, definitely happening anyway.
Does she not?
Wow. Our main characters, everybody.
I know about climate
I
change.
hate it.
You know.
I had to
What?
stop.
Let's just call animal control from the coffee shop.
I guess I cleaned my butthole for nothing.
Obviously, didn't clean it well enough.
What? Or
Don't
simply what?
don't think too hard. Don't think too hard about it. Trust me.
The vibe in here feels different.
Hey, did you mix up the decaf and regular or something? Why is everyone so
chill?
Oh my god.
Perhaps is that?
It's reached a new level of awful.
Okay, that shot right there. It reminds me of the cutscenes from the CDI Zelda games. She looks like a character straight from it.
Hold on, we haven't seen her in her full glory. But still, like, the animation has just achieved, like, a new level of awful.
Oh, shit.
Wait, you got possessed by a disgusting monster after we were doing it yesterday, right?
They're just relaxed. I slipped them a little extra CBD in their lattes. Or maybe a lot extra. Who needs all that pesky energy? Once I finish collecting their energy in this crystal, my boss will be one step further along in his sinister plan.
Why is she telling us this?
That's a good question. Why is she telling you this?
I
No,
assume
seems
it's just
really
trying to make fun of the whole villain
Same night.
monologue trope.
I guess, but that's been done before. And, been done better.
Like The Incredibles.
Yes, Incredibles is a primary example that comes to mind.
You sly dog, you caught me monologuing.
Exactly.
Night to your fellow freelancers. Because when this crystal leaves your universe,
They'll die. I tried to tell you.
When you said everyone would die, we didn't think you meant like real people. Like,
What did you think she meant? No, literally, what the fuck could you interpret that as? She specified everyone you know and love will die.
Now, can't you do something?
To reiterate, I am a panda.
oh boy.
We're really doing this.
What?
What living crap is going on?
We're about to see the transformation sequence.
Nope.
Oh
nope.
god, they just dabbed.
Yep, dab on them haters. Also, really?
Why does anybody think dabbing is funny? It was never funny to begin with.
It was never anything to begin with. It was a stupid thing to begin with. Also, why? There is no reason for this. Oh, it's the anime trope of skimpy magical girl transformation. I feel like this one, the lesbians ripping off Kill la Kill.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like, actually, I feel like both of them are ripping off Kill la Kill. But the thing about Kill la Kill is, like, that's like, there's a reason for it. Well, there's not really a reason for it. It's just, it's a thing. Like, it makes sense when you, in the context of the world, that they would need to be semi-nude because they're fighting clothing, essentially. But here, like, why?
No way, definitely. We look like we're playing figure skaters in a porno. Who designed these?
You know, that's actually a good joke. I'll cop to that. That's a good joke.
I thought they were quite stylish.
I'm gonna just put on a jacket real quick.
I'm kind of chilly too. Let's do this. Hey, buddy, why so steamed?
Whole milk?
How's that for certified barista experience?
Hi, would you watch my laptop for a second?
Oh yeah, I got you.
What the fuck?
What happened? Question mark. Lots and lots of question marks.
So many question marks. Like, the animation looks terrible, by the way.
Yes. It does.
Like, the least they could do is speedline everything. Like, seriously? If you're gonna rip anime off this hard, the least you could do is rip off the anime cheap seats and just speedline the whole action sequence.
You know, CBD has been shown to do wonders for cellular regeneration. Your pathetic attempts won't stop me.
Girls, use your magical objects.
We have to say what? Oh, fine. Long sell it. What?
Shit, what was my thing again? Birth control. Pubertide!
What the living crap am I watching?
Horror.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Why?
There was a comment under a stream that did this. And it was like Tim Pool, what Tim Pool said about this stuff was very, very accurate. You're not supposed to like it, you're not supposed to hate it, you're not supposed to be entertained, you're just supposed to sit and watch.
Consume product.
Yes, exactly. Turn your brain off and consume. Yes, Worse Than You, it was ripped off from Sailor Moon.
Oh god, I think I just got my period.
What?
Don't think about it too hard. I didn't.
Still have to say what?
Oh my god!
Oh man, the proportions are terrible.
It's like that shot was in 3 frames.
Wait, can I say it again? I looked away.
Hold on. Ugh. Wow, what a dignified way for her to fall.
I like how everybody in the coffee shop is some hipster college kid.
Wait for it.
Hey, whoa, what a hero! Nice lats, dude.
Take my bra!
What the hell? How did he just get the credit for that?
Because he's a man.
Exactly.
You're a whammon.
Mm-hmm.
Is this thing gonna disappear?
Corpse disposal is not included.
Seriously? He just chopped up a dead body.
Don't.
What?
I heard someone snigger.
What?
I swear to God, I heard someone snigger. Who sniggered at this?
What?
It was not me.
It was not me either. I can't.
I heard the snickering too.
Maybe it was me because I have no other alternative but to snigger.
It's like
Maybe it was them snickering.
Maybe.
Think about it. Bury it deep inside.
Hey, Millennial!
Oh, fuck! The rent!
Follow my lead.
Do you have my rent yet? Or did you TikTok a picture of your rent and then Instagram it on Skype and then put it on Facebook in between Twitter and...
About that. We were just sitting here, normally, on the couch, not doing anything and being totally normal, and our garbage disposal got all backed up.
Yeah, obviously we can't pay rent until the plumbing issues are fixed. You understand.
I hate to have to call 311 and report negligence.
I swear to God, if I was...
That's not how that works. That's not how any of that works.
your mother right now.
Boom, baby, John Wick 3.
Ugh, it smells in here. Like those weird microwave vegan patties.
If you would just try them once, you would know that they're actually delicious.
That reminds me, I have a very specific bamboo-based diet I'll need you to procure. I will provide you with a list of ingredients that can be purchased at your local nursery.
Definitely not doing that.
With what money? Are you gonna be chipping in on utilities, by the way?
Yeah, that kitty litter you made us buy for you is mad expensive.
Sacrifices must be made to protect the universe.
Bullshit! You want to talk about
When did they have
sacrifice?
time to buy the kitty litter?
Yeah. When did they... Yeah, good question. When did they buy the kitty litter? Oh, look, there's 4 episodes now. But yes, that was Magical Girl Friendship Squad. Who else is horrified that this is on this is on a network television channel?
Well, it's sci-fi, so the bar is already pretty low.
Yeah.
Stargate Atlantis and Stargate SG-1 are pretty good.
Well, that's the old sci-fi.
Seems as though they're trying to chase what is it? Lower Decks.
Oh
So it seems
God.
like that's what I think.
I've seen enough of Lower Decks to know that's just shit show.
Obviously.
Is that... Okay, I have a question for you, Worse Than You. Is that Power Rangers Mystic Force? Just as the Japanese version?
What is...
Because if it is, you better step off. Because Nick was my second man crush.
Which...
Yep, it looks like
yeah, the
Mr.
Red
Force.
Ranger.
Okay.
Red Ranger.
Alright.
What was the reference?
Maho Sentai Magi Ranger.
Yeah.
Shitty theme song. The rock theme song for Mystic Force is better. And Nick was my second man crush.
Who was your first?
Sky.
Guy from what?
SPD.
Oh.
I'm a sucker for blue eyes. Can't help it.
Works great. We'll go with that.
Anyway, we've been going for a little over an hour. So do we want to do the other thing, or do we want to save that for another night?
It's up to you. I'm up for it.
Done?
I'm a little bit tired, but I'm down to do it.
All right. Excuse me. Shit. All right. So, if you don't know, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So, if you don't know who our dear Lily Orchard is, she used to go by the name Lily Pete. And she is
Jerry Pete before that.
Yeah, Jerry Pete before that. She's supposedly transgender. Let me say supposedly because, you know, I don't know this person that well. She's got 4 kids, and she's like... There's a bunch of drama surrounding her. But she's a pop culture analyst. So these are her simple writing tips.
Okay.
So let's see. I think
Don't
there's
worry about
there
spoilers.
might be 100 of them, but we won't go. I don't think we'll go through 100 tonight. Yeah, there will. There's 100 of them. So I think we'll just go through a few tonight. So let's see. Number one.
Holy.
Oh, hold on. Let me.
They're all short.
They're all pretty short. Oh wait, I sent y'all an archive link. Y'all can just follow along with me. Fuck. I was about to share my screen on Discord.
I'll just follow along on the YouTube channel. Just follow on the YouTubes. It doesn't matter.
Anyway.
But, you'll be behind on a few seconds though.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But I mean, once I read them, they can read them on their own. It's not like I'm scrolling through them at Mach speed. Number one, don't worry about spoilers. If your story is good, spoilers aren't going to make it any less enjoyable. If spoilers make a story less enjoyable, that just means you are relying on cheap shock value as a shortcut.
I don't agree with that.
You don't, or you do? I don't agree with it because
I don't agree with that at all.
I don't think spoilers ruin a story, personally.
It could kind of like destroy a surprise, but it doesn't necessarily destroy a story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like if spoilers make a story less enjoyable, like wouldn't that be on the person though? Like if you're spoiled for something and it makes it less enjoyable to you, then that seems like it'd be on you, on the reader, not the writer. All right, number 2. The middle point of a story is the best time to get the main couple together. Are you working on a 5-season show? Put your main couple together halfway through season 3. The finale is the worst time because we don't get any time to enjoy the payoff.
Not necessarily.
I agree. What it like
maybe
is,
if it's a romance, not a romance series, then maybe. But if it's not, then probably not.
yeah, if it's isn't them getting together and finally being in that finally getting together part of the payoff? Wouldn't that be the payoff? Not, you know, their whole, not the relationship, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, for example, like in my book series, the protagonist and his love interest don't really get together until closer to the end. Because I mean, the romance between them isn't really like the main focus of the series.
Smart decision.
Mm-hmm. Friends to lovers trumps enemies to lovers every time.
I think they're about equal.
I think they're about equal too. Written correctly, either one can function very, very well.
There is kind of an element of like, why are they fighting? But then it could just be like, gain a certain amount of respect.
Yeah, exactly. Victims of abuse moving away from negative impacts of the negative impacts of their abuse, i.e. Zuko, and becoming healthier are not redemption arcs. But
why not?
He did some bad things.
Zuko did have a redemption arc though.
Yeah, like Zuko isn't your Wooby. He's not some like his motivation wasn't ever I want to make my father proud. It is I need to redeem my honor in the eyes of my father.
Mm-hmm.
He's not ever trying to impress the people who abused him. He's simply trying to regain what he feels he's lost. And he does some pretty terrible things in season 1 to make that happen.
He needs, like, he betrays Team Avatar in season 2, and he has to climb his way out of the hole.
Yeah, exactly. Like
in order to join up with the group.
He begins his redemption arc in season 2, like with the saving of the village and everything, and sort of going through this sort of transitional period where he lets Appa go. He goes through this whole period where he's trying to find himself again. And then Azula basically hands him everything he thought he wanted. And he took it. And then he realized it wasn't what he wanted, so he goes to find Avatar Aang and see what he can do. And then by the end of the series, he's redeemed. He's a good person. Like I think from the outset, Zuko was always a good person. Like you can see it when I think when is it the third episode where we find out his backstory?
Yeah, third one.
Yeah, like you see it's very clear Zuko is a good person. He's just making poor choices.
Buried in a tomb of his own making.
Yeah, exactly. Heroes refusing to kill villains who have shown to be actively trying to murder people isn't noble, it's enabling.
Not necessarily have examples.
Yeah. Like, the whole reason Batman doesn't kill is because Batman knows if he were to step over that line, there's not really much he believes he could do to come back.
Yeah, that was from like Under the Red Hood.
Yeah, like
also mechanically, if he like is able to kill, you can't ever do the Joker again.
Yeah, exactly. You can't have the Joker exist. You can't have really Batman's rogues gallery gets reduced very, very well if Batman decides to kill.
Yeah. Like they would have to keep making up bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of one of the reasons why Spider-Man doesn't kill. It's just there are mechanical reasons why.
Yeah. Like, and the reason, like, and Superman doesn't kill because he is attempting to be a moral paragon.
He's also a Boy Scout. Like, yeah, that's his character. True.
He is attempting to be a guiding light to people. The Dark Knight Returns comic is one of the few comics where he does kill. Yeah.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah, but that's an Elseworld. That's an Elseworld.
I don't remember him killing anybody though.
But one of the things about the Dark Knight series of Elseworlds is, like, he gets brought back because who the fifth Robin, the redheaded girl,
Carrie Kelly.
Yeah, Carrie Kelly basically realizes, oh, he need, like, Tim Drake and Carrie Kelly have very similar story arcs, like in the idea that they are there to keep Batman grounded. Because one of the reasons Tim Drake, after he figures out who Batman is he basically, the reason he becomes Robin is because he sees Batman going down a dark path. Like, he knows eventually Batman's probably going to step over the line. And so he becomes Robin to sort of balance Batman out. Which I think is a very interesting and a new take on their dynamic. Because in previously, before Tim Drake, it was always Batman and Robin are the hero and the sidekick, the mentor and the student, mentor and student sort of thing. But with Tim Drake, it's it's a balance, not. It's more of a partnership, not a hero sidekick relationship. Sorry.
So, I'm trying to remember when did he actually kill someone in The Dark Knight Returns? I think he might have killed one of the mutants at one time.
I mean, Batman has killed, but it's always been creatures or something not human. More often than not, he kills a lot in the movies, especially like the parademons and shit. Like he kills those, but those aren't human.
Yeah, I
not...
find it interesting. I find it interesting that the Batman and Robin, which is one of the most despised Batman movies, is probably one of, if not the only Batman movies where he doesn't kill anybody.
Oh, you mean the second Batman movie where he has literal machine guns in his car?
That was the first Batman movie with Tim Burton.
I mean, yeah,
I thought it was the second one.
Oh, it was the first one. He had big guns on his plane. He had machine guns on his plane.
I meant in the second movie where he like has a pillar that comes down from the Batmobile and he just spins around in a circle gunning a bunch of goons down.
Imagine that is Batman Returns, where he also sets a dude on fire.
Yeah.
Doesn't he also put a bomb on somebody and push him into a basement?
Yeah. That's very much like Tim Burton doing weird stuff with the character, like Tim Burton always does.
All right.
Oh yeah, and there's also a Batman Begins. Like Bruce Wayne refuses to execute this guy, but then he burns down the entire building that he's in, killing everybody, including the guy he refused to kill.
Anyway, moving on. Number 6. 2 women kissing in the last episode of a show after 4 to 5 seasons of trying to murder each other isn't revolutionary. It's fetishized abuse and violence.
I guess it's a reference to She-Ra.
I assume so.
I don't understand how it fetishizes abuse and violence.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's porn for that, but not on a
there
TV
is,
show.
but I wouldn't call it fetishized abuse and violence. Anyway. Twitter is not an appropriate place to reveal story details. The appropriate place is in the work itself.
Agreed. That's an audience thing.
I don't really. I don't really agree. No.
I don't think they kiss in Korra. I think they hold hands and walk into the spirit realm, but they.
Yeah, they kiss in the comic.
They kiss in the comic.
I guess I can agree with that. I'm curious what she means by story details, though. Like, is story details like world lore information that people may be curious about, or would story details be actual plot beats? Because if it's the latter, that makes sense. Why would you want to give people details as to the story you're telling? If it's the former, it can only provide context to the work itself.
Yeah, it's like you can pitch a story. I think like that's what she's kind of saying. Like I think it's just spoilers. I think.
Yeah.
The main thing she's talking about.
Mm-hmm. All right, number 8. When a character's body count is over 10,000 innocent lives, then that character is no longer redeemable.
Disagree.
Disagree.
Disagree. Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
So so the character is still perfectly redeemable if it's 9,999 deaths.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's
So let's say.
Go ahead.
I know. I was just Nothing. I assume that 10,000 is supposed to be hyperbolic. Like Lily Orchard's not going to be like watching Star Wars and see that Vader kills 999 people. She's like, okay, he can still be redeemed.
But I
Like
mean,
she's
Vader has a death count of well over 10,000 lives. What was the population of Alderaan? It had to be in the billions. And if Vader ordered its destruction,
to be fair, you could actually pin that on Tarkin.
He's
the one who ordered the destruction.
It's over 9,000.
Exactly.
That joke belongs back in the 2000s where it belongs.
No.
Don't bring it back.
No. Just all over the place, and that just makes me laugh.
It's 1006.
Future in 3D.
But yeah, there's not a point where a character is no longer redeemable, I don't think.
I concur with that.
I don't think there's a point where a character becomes irredeemable. I think there's
I think if they deliberately kill a child, I think like if they I think like there's something like killing somebody who's vulnerable. I think like there are a few things that kind of just lose
that sort of believability in a redemption arc.
Yeah. Where it's just like you're doing something that is like utterly morally reprehensible and despicable. You expect me to believe that like you're redeeming yourself after this? No.
But I think that's sort of the point of a redemption arc. Even one that sort of ends in the series or like the series or work ends and it's not complete. I think that's something that could be done.
Very difficult.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's the easiest thing in the world, but it's something that I could see happening.
Okay.
If done very, very well. Tip number 9. Tip 8 does not apply to characters whom making them the villain wasn't a stupid, idiotic idea, i.e. Sylvanas Windrunner. I don't know who that is. At that point, it's just character realignment.
It's World of Warcraft reference. She's basically a like evil elf druid thing that got turned into an undead creature by Arthas, the Lich King.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, that would have honestly this one would have to be based on the person and based on the story.
Yeah.
Like this is entirely context dependent.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8 is something that I don't think anybody would agree with anyway, but number 9 is like
I think like if the person is psychopathic, it would be very difficult for them to come back and have a redemption arc.
Yeah.
It would very much dependent like somebody who is
Yeah, but then at that point they're just obviously a villain. There wouldn't be you wouldn't write a redemption arc for them.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or they're faking a redemption arc to like get closer to the hero. Number 10, I think everything in a story is there because the creator wished it to be there. Trying to explain away bigoted story decisions using world building is a fallacy because you who put it there to begin with.
It could be unconscious. Also, just bigoted story decisions. What's the definition of bigoted story decisions?
Yeah, exactly. Define this. But I'm assuming anything like the
like stereotyping and coding is
yeah,
something they don't like.
stereotyping, coding, things like that. Things that or having racism in your story. That kind of thing. But I mean, but to circle back to World of Warcraft, people hate the orcs. People hate the orcs because they're part of the Horde. Is that not racist? Does that mean the people that created World of Warcraft are racist?
I think that if they deliberately use real world stereotyping, like if they deliberately made the orcs black, like in Bright. That's one example of kind of like how like the orcs are coded as gangsters.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the things they don't like. Like if it's like Rastafarian, like it's one of the reasons why they freaking hate Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah.
Like, on top of the fact that he's not funny.
Yeah.
Why? Because he's supposedly black.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still confused by what the point she's trying to make. What do you mean by bigoted story decisions?
Yeah, exactly.
Like portraying like minorities and people of color as bad people, or like portraying them in a way that's related to stereotypes. That's the only thing I can think of. Or
Same.
like displaying like that they're like saying like within the narrative that they're inferior, and maybe if you're in
but
like come up with something like that, it's weird. It's really strange. I don't get it.
Yeah, but again, if like let's look at The Witcher for example. In The Witcher, the world is as it is. There is actual genuine racism in the world. Or a series actually I'm more familiar with, Dragon Age. Elves in Dragon Age are deemed to be inferior. People are racist to elves because
I think that that's fine. I think like if those people are portrayed as like if the elves themselves were like Rastafarian stereotypes, like the twins from Transformers 2 is an example of something like that. Freaking hate these people. I freaking hate.
Yeah, despite the fact that twins are probably the best thing in that movie.
I still think they're bad.
They're bad, but considering everything else around them is.
I think that they are on par with everything else.
Yeah.
They're still bad. It's just like.
Anyway, but I think I think both of our points come back to what is bigoted story decision. What are bigoted story decisions? Is it simply having racism, sexism, homophobia portrayed in the story, or is it like coding or stereotyping?
I think it would very much depend on I think it would very much depend on like how it's portrayed in the movie. Like these people seem to like stuff like 12 Years a Slave slash Black Klansman. They like stuff like that because like they're saying, oh, it's calling out racism in all its forms and what it actually looks like, and it doesn't like do what Green Mile did, or it's just one there's one white guy who's like okay with it, or if it's just the system or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Right. Number 11, don't pair adults with minors. That's pedophilia.
Depends. If it's like something like Game of Thrones, which takes place in a more medieval-esque world.
Yeah, exactly. That I would say that sort of depends on the world where I would say that's world dependent.
Yeah, so like in
but in general, I would say like don't. I would agree with this, but like if you're setting in a specific time period, like it makes sense for that to be happening.
Yeah, so those who are listening to this who haven't read the books, in the original books, Daenerys is actually 13 at the start of the story.
Sweet tits, really?
Yeah. Yeah, and the book goes into detail about Drogo foreplaying with her.
Yeah, kind of eh.
Yeah, I don't think that George R. R. Martin is trying to condone anything. I think it's just simply just trying to write a story.
Number 12. Don't sexualize teenage characters.
I'm okay with this.
Same.
Yeah, can't really disagree with it.
Number 13. Don't make up weird anime excuses for sexualizing teenage characters, i.e., actually 1000, Fusion, Age of Consent, and X country is.
It depends on what country this fiction is coming from.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I mean, Japan, I think the age of consent is like 13 or 14.
Yeah, but then it gets progressively more complicated the more you look into it. But either way, like, yeah, this is sort of a cop out for just sexualizing teenage characters, and I don't like it when it happens in anime anyway.
I think most people don't like it when it happens in anime. Like Sailor Moon is 14 and it looks like she's doing a striptease.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, making a metaphor for gay trans ace representation is always inherently inferior to just making a gay trans ace character.
What the fuck is an ace?
Asexual.
Asexual.
Okay.
Or aromantic.
Okay.
I mean, one of my favorite podcasts has an ace character in it, so, you know, whatever. I don't necessarily disagree with. I disagree with the idea that a metaphor is not as is inherently inferior, because if we're talking like children's media more specifically, they don't need to care about that. So having it coded there or having it sort of like implied is okay, personally for me. But generally, if you're making a story about for adults or even teenagers, I would say yeah, that you don't need to use smoke and mirrors. You can just have the gay character be gay.
I agree with that. Humans in the story restricting. There are humans in your story restricting gay, trans, or ace rep to the non-human characters makes you a huge turd. I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Wait.
There are humans. I have like orcs that are turned into humans that are gay in one of my books. So I guess I'm a turd.
I guess not necessarily. I guess it depends on the fiction. If it's something like, let's say, Star Trek, and the one gay person is also an alien, then I don't know. Let's just say if that alien race's perception on homosexuality is roughly the same as it is with humans, then I guess it could work. A lot of these points are just. Yeah, it just seems more. I think as Jay Longbone put it, just more opinions or preferences than anything else.
Not structurally based at all.
If the only gay man in your work is a foppish diva, you're a huge turd. If the only lesbian in your work is an abusive rageaholic with vague angst issues and a codependent relationship to a protagonist, you're a huge turd. If
Not necessarily.
if your non-binary character is a non-human shapeshifter, you're a huge turd. If your autistic character is an ethically challenged number fetishist, you're a huge turd.
Ethically challenged fetishist? What is that? Oh, I see what it means. Like Sheldon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eh,
I agree with this to a certain extent.
I
it
agree with
also,
all of these to a certain extent, but like
yeah, depends, I guess.
they're
one
all
example of
context
actually,
dependent.
can I actually like have an example that actually works with this. You guys are aware of Brandon Sanderson, right?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Shame. He has a really excellent university university taught. He's a very very successful author, and he has a class at Brigham Young University that he teaches every once a year, and one semester a year, and he puts it up on YouTube, and he's really good. One of the things he talked about was actually on his YouTube channel was he said that like initially like he portrayed like one of his characters who was autistic, kind of autistic, as kind of like semi stereotyping. Like it wasn't bad. It wasn't like the best that he could do, he felt like. So he decided that he would do better when he was writing another character who was autistic on in terms of lines of this person's just always prepared for stuff and they're just kind of slightly like just upfront and blunt about their social interactions. So kind of depends on like whether you want to be true, how true to life do you want to be,
Yeah.
and kind of represent people accurately.
And I would say autism is on a spectrum for a reason. Like you could have the ethically challenged extreme number fetishist. Like that could be a thing, but you could equally have a very mellow like not super number fetishy one who just doesn't really necessarily understand how to read a room.
Yeah. I think like just kind of avoiding Sheldon Cooper.
Yeah.
Autism is generally just a good thing all around. At least that's my personal opinion.
Unless you're the new Predator movie, and then autism is a superpower.
Oh, good lord.
I think that I doubt that anybody thought that was a good idea.
Well, Shane Black did apparently.
Other than Shane Black, because Shane Black's kind of dumb.
All right. Number 20. If your only black character is a volatile, hyper angry brute, you're a huge turd. If your only black woman in your cast barely gets any screen time except to be fetishized or fits Rule 20, you're a huge turd. What if she's not relevant to the plot?
Yeah, I mean, what qualifies as I mean, if there's let's say other black characters, but they're just kind of background characters, do they count? Let's say like there's a group of let's say there's a group of black guys. I guess the main one in the group is the aggressive one, but the more I guess the other guys, like the nameless guys in the group, are trying to calm him down to keep him from not getting into a fight. I don't know.
But I don't know about y'all, but I've never really seen this trope played out in any of the media I consume.
Yeah, it's
Like it's something of a weird thing that she's bringing it up, despite it being somewhat of a dead trope.
yeah, it's also just everything is very simplified. Like there's not very much, I guess, nuance to it.
And as for this one, what if she's not plot relevant?
I think that just doesn't make any difference to a lot of these people.
True.
They just hate it when it happens.
if the only trans woman in your cast is a drag queen in all but name, Lily, sorry, I coughed there. In all but name, you're a huge turd.
Okay. If you force a woman to kiss her abuser, you're a huge turd.
No, not real. It depends. If like the
He-
person, if the woman is in an abusive relationship, yeah, and that she's afraid to get out to escape from, then yeah, it's possible that she would still kiss her abuser. It's not like you're condoning what the abusive relationship. It's
if
like
you,
this thing
sorry,
just lacks a lot of nuance.
yeah. If you sideline every non-white character in your cast to focus on a white boy with anger issues and a tendency towards hostility getting a redemption arc, you're a huge turd.
Why?
I do not know.
Remember, the non-white characters are more interesting.
That is not necessarily. That is definitely not necessarily accurate.
I don't know. I guess that's what the mentality here is, that if they're on a white boy with if a white hate character with anger issues becomes the focus of the series, he's, for whatever reason, I guess that's what it is. It just means that the non-white characters are not that interesting.
Kind of depends. Like I made like kind of just because of geographic location, all of the orcs when they turn human, they are people of color. Just because of like they lived in a desert area.
So it makes sense that they would be of dark skin.
And it also kind of feeds into the metaphor that I'm doing, where it kind of works with the you know how kind of like a lot of like Native American kids were like put into white families to civilize them.
Yes.
It decided to do something similar with orcs and humans. Humans want to find secret dragon kids, but they need to cover that up by stealing orcs or living among them, because otherwise it'll be suspicious.
Interesting. Anyway, number 25. Justifying horny armor designs or horny clothing designs with sexual agency makes you a huge turd. Characters don't have sexual agency, you made them that way as a justification. See Rule 10.
I swear this is a reference to Anita Sarkeesian.
I forgot Rule 10. What was Rule 10? Oh.
I think it's just sexualizing kids or something, sexualizing minors or whatever.
No, it's the bigoted story decisions. So I guess we have our answer now. Basically anything that would be considered offensive to someone is a bigoted story decision. So, having armor be sexy.
Yeah,
So
my answer is just no. Fuck you. Boob armor is cool. There we go.
Characters don't have sexual agency. I disagree.
They can.
I disagree with that. Characters can have sexual agency.
Well, I mean, like, kind of going back to every decision in the narrative is based on what the author wants to do. That's a possibility for what she's saying.
I mean, but that's not necessarily true either, because I mean, I don't know if you've experienced this done, but sometimes, like, authors talk about how characters make decisions for themselves when they're writing them.
Kind of just like, it's usually kind of relating to like if they have like kind of like the story takes them a certain way, I suppose. But kind of like I do to a certain extent agree that like characters don't really like have like agency, like as characters, like you can choose whether or not to make it do it.
Yeah. Anyway, related to the above, if your justification is just to be honest and say you like ogling sexy characters, you're still a huge turd. Because,
Why?
You're not ogling things. You're not looking at anything. You're thinking about it. There's a difference.
But slightly less of a turd than the above. Slightly. Like, so, being honest and saying you like looking
attractive people.
At attractive people, that means you're a shitty person.
Could also, what if it's a guy?
Yeah.
What if it's a guy?
So I wonder. I've never read any of Lily Orchard's writing. Do you think she's an absolute hypocrite, or do you think her writing is just completely bland and just milk toast?
I have no idea.
I imagine it's probably not quite as bad as Onision. That's because
God.
Onision is a league of his own.
Really? What's Onision's book like?
Crimson Rogue did a review of all three of his, and they're worth listening to. Like, I've listened to all three of them. I listened to his Empress Teresa review too.
I need to watch those.
Honestly, you put them on and you do something else. Like if you're editing or just writing or whatever, you put them on and just listen because they're more podcast format than anything else.
I know they're long.
They are long.
Super long. Like EFAP long or something like that.
They tend to be about an hour to an hour and a half, I've noticed. I think one of them went on for 2 hours, but that was it. But he's basically covering the book chapter by chapter. More often than not, he's covering the book chapter by chapter when he does, so it would naturally take a little while. All right. Number 27. Don't worry about not having everything planned out beforehand. No writer or creator plans everything beforehand, and the ones who say they do are filthy liars. Writers have at best 1 to 2 story beats they're determined to include. Everything else is by the seat of their pants. That is absolutely not true.
I don't plan everything.
Yeah,
I have a clear plan. Yeah. I try to have a clear plan.
Obviously, down to the last detail is a little bit far-fetched.
Yeah.
But
Stephen King says like he hates outlines and no writer should use them. I don't agree with this. Like you can I have a mental outline of something in my head. Where I'll be like, okay, I want to do these X, Y, and Z. I have some ideas of how I need to get through it based on the world that I've created. Yeah. Pretty much me.
All right. Number 28. Don't try and do what Avatar did. You can't. Even the people who made Avatar can't make another show do what Avatar did. I agree. Take inspiration from Avatar's characters and its world, but don't try and be Avatar again. Yeah. Why would you want to? Number 29. Low-stakes interpersonal conflict will always be more satisfying in the long run than high-stakes saving the world. Friends is more popular than your favorite anime for a reason. I disagree.
That's because normies don't watch anime.
Also because Friends is just a funny sort of funny sitcom.
Yeah, exactly.
But the average schmuck on the street isn't going to know what Cowboy Bebop is or Full Metal Alchemist. They're going to they'll know Friends. because Friends is an American show that premiered on a regular network.
We're talking differentiation in audience here. Number one. Number two. High stakes saving the world can be just as compelling as interpersonal conflict. Again, it all depends on how it's written.
Yeah, so I guess I just want to go back to 27 real fast. Okay,
Sure.
so I think I get what Lily's trying to say. Since even sometimes when I'm writing, I just come up with new ideas while I'm writing. But yeah, for the most part, always plan things out. If you have like a big twist coming forward, but you don't know how to plan it out, definitely plan it out before you eventually get to it. Otherwise, you're going to kind of be stuck in a dead end.
Yeah, you're gonna fuck it up. But so I read a book called The Murder of who was it? The Murder of Someone. And
Just go with The Murder of Someone.
Yeah, The Murder of Someone. And I don't remember who it was. But basically, the plot of the plot of the book was it's a murder mystery. It's a murder mystery about this one girl. So basically the character keeps jumping between bodies of people that are at the mansion of the at the location. So every day he wakes up in a new body with a new person with a new ability. And his job is to figure out what the fuck is going on. And I would very, very firmly say that writer, the author of that book, did not fly by the seat of his pants at all. Because the way it's written, you couldn't, the way it's written is very Death Note-esque. So you would have to remember, what did he learn from this person? What did he learn from this person? What did this person see? What did this person see? What did this character see? What did this character see? What did this character see? Da 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 da. And then you have to combine it all and make sure the day is still coherent.
All right, worse than you. What do you mean about Chris Chan? I thought worse than you mentioned Chris Chan in the chat. Curious what he meant by that.
While we're waiting for a response, we're on number 30. Excuse me.
Whether you're a comedy or a drama at the start and stick to it. Don't make a comedy and turn it into a drama later on. It just annoys people.
Counter argument:
Amen.
Scrubs.
Yeah.
Scrubs. Scrubs exists. Scrubs, Ouran High School Host Club.
Actually, the Sonic Archie comics, I've been rereading those lately. It starts out as a really cringy comedy, but becomes a drama later on. Oh, the autistic bit. Okay, so we're on number 31.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys went quiet for a second there.
World building like salt. A pinch can make it better. 10 cups of it will not. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Depending on where you decide for it.
Yeah, just don't make it Don't make it into an exposition dump.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe try to introduce world building through like just not through a natural conversation could work.
Anyway, number 32, characters should always come before anything else.
I can agree with that.
I think that's a fair point.
Yeah.
If you don't, because people hook on to characters more than anything else.
That's fair.
A badly written story can be made up for as long as the characters are at least are likable.
True. The protagonist should be a protagonist, not just a vessel for the antagonist to hog the story. If you're going to make a villain protagonist, just open with that. What?
The protagonist should be a protagonist, not just a vessel for the antagonist.
Kind of like, don't do what Disney did, where the antagonist is the main aspect of the story. People go to, I guess, is what.
I guess.
What Disney example is that?
Maleficent, for example.
Well, she's the protagonist of that story, though, isn't
well,
she?
I mean, like Sleeping Beauty, the original. I mean,
but Sleeping Beauty doesn't have any character.
In Sleeping Beauty, the original one, the three fairies were the main characters. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
The story more revolved around them than it did any of the other characters.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure how to feel about that one because it's weirdly phrased.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah,
sometimes the antagonist can just be the highlight of the movie, like the Dark Knight. The Joker is pretty much the real star of the show.
Number 34, perspective shifts are a staple of storytelling. Having only one perspective isn't a stylistic choice, it's just crap.
Well, if it's told from first person, then no.
Yeah, I disagree with that one too.
If the writer wants you to know only what the main character knows, it's not really crap.
If you're making a cartoon, hire writers. Don't just have your storyboarders write the story. That's not what they're there for. Artists draw, writers write. Artists cannot just take over for the writers on a whim. I agree.
I can agree.
Yeah. It's one of the problems with Food Fight. Food Fight just looks like it was like, ugh.
Steven Universe is another one. The Adventure Time is another one where they had artists over writers. I think what we just watched earlier in the stream could qualify for that.
Yeah, probably.
I barely consider that writing. It's just
True.
Garbage.
Related to Rule 2, Will They, Won't They isn't a fun story. It's just addiction peddling. What? We need to stop pretending Ross Rachel was good storytelling and learn to appreciate Chandler Monica and Joey Rachel.
I mean, I will admit, I did like Chandler and Monica better. Also, she misspelled Chandler.
I mean, I don't disagree.
I don't like Will They, Won't They's personally. It just seems tensionless.
Same.
I don't mind personally.
I think they're fine if quickly.
Yeah.
I don't like it when they're dragged out because it's just like it's obvious.
I mean, like Scrubs did this. And I think Scrubs is one of probably the only shows where the will they won't they sort of works because after I think about like halfway through season 2, JD and Elliot don't get together anymore. Like that's basically it until like the last 2 or 3 seasons. There's 7 seasons of the show, so like it's a lot. But that's how. But I think Scrubs works is, and the reason Scrubs work is because that's how people work. Two people who you think would be together and be good for one another, or they end up not working out. They go their separate ways. They try again on occasion. They try again and again, and it just never seems to work. And then they fall in love with each other. They fall out of love with each other, and they like that's very people-esque.
That works fine.
Yeah,
that works fine. Whether you're just trying.
Number 37, romance trope but gay is not an absolute rule to live by.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
It's not really a lot of elaborating.
If She-Ra taught us anything, it's that gay Raylo was not actually an improvement.
You know, Lily Orchard really should have made this a video instead of a Twitter thread. That way she could actually elaborate on what the fuck her points are supposed to be.
Why the fuck would you do that? Anyway, I think it means like the typical romance tropes. By romance trope, but it's a gay version.
Like a bad or lazy romance trope, say, I suppose.
Yeah, like Twilight, but gay.
Yeah.
Like a gay version of Twilight or a gay version of whatever.
Yeah, well, there was a crowd that will eat that shit up.
Yeah, there was.
How Edward is basically just he is a toxic boyfriend who the narrative frames as amazing because of how in love Bella is with him.
All right. Number 38. I think we're going to go to 50 and we'll call it there. How's that sound?
Yeah. Sounds fine. We can resume it next week.
Yep, that sounds good. You up for next week, Don, or you got plans?
Sure, I'm down for next week.
All right.
As far as I'm aware, there's nothing happening.
All right. Someone on this hell site once made the remark, "We need more lesbian non-con because purity is boring."
What's non-con?
Non-consensual. Basically rape.
Okay.
That is a dangerous, violent person. Do not listen to them. They do not have a point. Seriously, my fucking god, what's wrong with you people?
I can agree with that.
I can agree with that. I don't agree with the personal attack, but I agree with the idea that we need more lesbian rape porn because purity is boring. No, like you don't need that. You just have a rape fetish. Which, kudos to you, person who said this, but please 10-foot pole. 10-foot pole.
Yeah, don't
within 10 feet.
Yeah, don't put that in your fiction and portray it as a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Ever bad thing.
I mean, you can have a rape scene happen. Just don't treat it like it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's just bad. Put the peeps in the chili pot.
Well, I'm glad that Lily has some sense of sanity.
Number 39. Women who fetishize abuse. Who's Raylo's,
Catradoras.
And whatever
Kigo is.
I don't know.
I think Kim Possible Shigo.
Ew.
Wait, how old is Shigo compared to Kim?
Old enough that she's gone to college
idea.
and gotten her childhood education and major, and she's fully accredited as a teacher.
Wait, Shigo?
Yes.
Oh.
No, I really need to watch more of that show. I don't remember much of it.
It's in an episode where she gets turned good. Like, she's fully certified as a teacher. Which adds a lot of depth to her character because it means she actively chooses to be a poor, bad person. And present it as something feminist and paint detractors as misogynists are gaslighting you. Don't listen to them.
Wait. Hold on. Women who fetishize blah 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 are fetishize abuse and presented as something feminist and paint attractive. Sorry, gaslight.
Basically,
Okay,
if somebody...
it's put. Okay, I see. I get what Lily's trying to say. Okay.
Yeah.
I
yeah, I agree.
This. Yeah. I like this. Yeah. Seems...
Yeah, I agree with this one.
If abuse fetishists are giving you shit for not caving to their demands, just block them. Don't argue with them. Don't debate them. Don't treat them with good faith. Just block them and get on with your day.
I don't disagree with this one either.
I don't disagree, but I don't really agree either.
This is not a writing thing at all.
Yeah. This is just a general...
Like,
if someone's
smart.
fucking with you, ignore them.
It's just a smart way of doing stuff. It's smart to not do that.
Yeah. Rape victims are not villains and should never be written as villains. I disagree. I disagree with that.
There are villains that have tragic backstories.
Don't be like Blizzard at Blizzard ENT. It costs $0 not to be a misogynistic pig.
What does that have to do with misogyny? Men get raped too.
Point one, but having a victim of rape become a villain or become a terrible person, it is not a terrible thing. That is not, like, you're restricting yourself like that.
Yes.
Like, I mean, what if your villain was raped when they were young and
it's part of their character. Like...
Yeah, it becomes part of their character. Like, they want other people to experience the same helplessness they did. Or whatever. Like, it's not, oh, it's a rape victim, therefore they are holy and cannot be touched. And every decision they make will be perfect. They can't possibly make poor moral choices based upon their trauma. That would be just... that would be wrong. That would be writing a rape victim as a villain.
It would be a sexism.
Yeah, exactly. If straight men really hate a certain character, but lesbians love them, there's a 90% chance that is your best character. Wow.
What does that even mean?
Wow.
I don't even understand what that means.
Men are pigs and don't like a character. They don't like a character in me, but lesbians do. It means that it's because of sexism or something like that.
Oh, I thought you meant like straight men in the work of in the fiction itself.
No.
Okay, meaning like a real life.
I think it's IRL stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so being a lesbian magically makes you the superior decider of what kind of character is likable or not. Interesting. Also, where do gay men and straight women fit into this scenario?
They don't. Gay men might as well be straight men because they're men, and straight women might as well be lesbians because they're women.
Welcome to the club, Clayton.
Yeah. All right. 43. If one of your writers believes Simon, Infinity Train, was misunderstood and Grace is a villain, that writer should be fired immediately.
I've never seen Infinity Train, so I can't say anything about this.
I have. Basically, Infinity Train, like, it's an anthology series, so each season is a different set of stories. But basically, once you get on the Infinity Train, you're given a number. And once you're given a number, you when you're given a number, it's like how much you have to work on yourself, I guess. Like basically the train forces you to deal with your issues in a really like psychological and weird way. Like yeah, going through the train cars basically forces you to deal with what's going on in your life, what you're not confronting about yourself or the world around you. Like the first season is the main character's parents are divorcing. And she's not really dealing with it. And so she ends up on the train to basically confront that issue that she's not dealing very healthily with the fact that her parents are getting divorced and her dad's leaving them, and how her mom is treating her dad, things like that. Like, and so what Simon does is basically him and this other girl end up on the train, and because the train itself never provides any sort of context to the numbers, they believe that to get off the train you have to achieve the highest number possible. So what they do is they destroy train cars, they kill the people that are in the train. Like, over the course of their story, Simon and Grace find a little girl who's on the train. Like, she's maybe, I think, 6. She's like 3 or 4, actually, probably. She has a gorilla named Tuba. And Tuba is a creation of the train. And from the point of view of Simon and Grace, the creations of the train aren't real. They don't have any sentience. They don't have feelings. They don't exist in reality. So, Simon ends up killing Tuba at one point in the story. And that's like, so yeah, he's a terrible person. But more so but he's also very sympathetic because you realize he's just doing this because he doesn't really understand why he's there, but B, doesn't have the context he needs to move forward and deal with his own issues.
So was the gorilla actually real?
Yes,
And then
everything's real. Everything has sentience and feelings in the train. It's not like a hologram or anything. Like, they're real.
So how does he kill a gorilla on screen in a kid's show?
Look it up. It's pretty brutal. Trust me.
Let's see.
Just YouTube Simon kills Tuba.
Okay.
Anyway, 44. The best solution to a love triangle is polyamory. No.
Wait, Paul. Wait, hold on. Hold on a sec. No, just no.
Agreed. Done.
I'm
I don't think it's the I don't think it's necessarily the best solution at all times, but it is a solution that I find preferable as a preferable alternative personally.
It's weird. It's like I think what happened at the end of Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans. Like the protagonist had two love interests, so I think at the end of the series, it kind of felt like the three of them agreed to a polyamorous relationship. It was really strange.
But personally, I'm not a fan of love triangles anyway. So I'm coming at this with a little bit of bias.
I don't like love triangles either. I think the love triangles are very are kind of a hack writer's tool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so I'm watching Tuba get killed right now, and jeez.
Yeah.
He's so he's like Steph crushes his toes.
Yeah.
And it looks like he falls into is it like a wheel?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you it's brutal.
Shit, man.
Number 45. If you have a male character who actually shows respect and admiration to a woman, and some of your viewers call that character a simp, there's a 90% chance you have a good character.
I'm pretty sure most people who would say simp in that context are just joking.
Yeah, I agree. But it depends on what he means by shows respect and admiration, because I would say that a lot of the girls in the Percy Jackson series are pretty cool, and they are shown respect and admiration. But I don't think anybody would say that the men in that series are simping for them.
I really need to reread Percy Jackson. I loved that series back in junior high. Sorry. Go on. This is a good one.
Number 46. Mary Sue is not a real criticism. It's thinly veiled misogyny. Always disregard it. No.
Wrong.
Incorrect.
Yeah. That's wrong. I don't like that.
Also, Mary Sue was created by a woman, just FYI. The character behind the trope. Yes, Mary Sue's are badly written characters, and yes, there is the male equivalent Gary Stu. They exist, though. Mary Sue, it's mostly female characters than men, though.
Emotional vulnerability does not make a female character anti-feminist. I agree.
Agreed.
Goblins are inherently anti-Semitic.
How?
Yeah, that's not. Goblins are inherently anti-Semitic. I kind of want to see your citations for that one.
Yeah. Show me the citation for that one.
I don't know. The only time I can think that goblins could be like Jews are the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah.
Since they're all bankers that love gold.
Also have hook noses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And every other work of fantasy I've seen, goblins don't seem to have anything in common with Jews.
They just exist.
And I don't know, they have big ugly noses, which Jews are stereotyped as having, but honestly, I don't. When I see a creature with a big ugly nose, I don't instantly think of Jews because I'm not fucked up like that.
49. If your first thought when told about a bigoted trope, bury your gays, goblins, etc., is to try to figure out how to do it well, you're a huge turd who's missing the point. It's not that these tropes aren't done well, it's that they're not done too much.
Shouldn't you be trying to do a trope well?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's no such
Goblin.
thing as originality. I would argue there's no such thing as originality. Whatever you think is original is not really original. It's just something else done very, very well, or done differently enough that you would think it's original. But again, I would say this needs more context.
Like, goblins are not inherently racist, anti-Semitic. I think
Or
that's stupid.
Or racist, so, you know. And bury your gays is not a real trope.
I actually would say that it is to a certain extent.
Fair.
And
Because
describe barrier gaze?
basically, it's that gay characters who tend one or both of a gay couple usually ends up dying either by the end of the movie or the end or mid or partway through the show, and they don't really want to portray long-term same-sex relationships.
Yeah.
I think that like that is like can be done overdone for shock value, and I think it's a very like it's very lazy, and you should probably try to avoid barrier gaze to a certain extent. But to kind of say like avoid like doing tropes like you're missing the point if you're just trying to do a trope bad, hope good is stupid.
Mm-hmm. All right. Last one for the night. Writing a relationship based on a dynamic or trying to get a particular trope, i.e., enemies to lovers, into the story is a bad decision.
How? Some clarification.
Why?
I don't understand like what she's trying to like put
Yeah.
across.
Yeah, I would need more clarification on that.
Like just like the author wanted to do this, so he did it. Is that what they're saying?
I guess. I don't know. But like a relationship but relationships have dynamics. Like there's a dynamic in the relationship. Like how two people or two characters interact with one another on a regular basis, especially if they're intimately involved, would that would be the dynamic of those characters or those people. And so the sort of like enemies to lovers trope, it makes sense that there'd be inherent conflict in that relationship because they used to fight each other on a regular basis. Like sort of Catwoman and Batman. There are points when they become lovers, but eventually usually it's Catwoman who, at least in Injustice is in the Injustice games it is, Catwoman leaves Batman because like there's nothing there for her. The reason their relationship worked was because they were forbidden, because they were enemies. It's that sort of thing. All right. Anyone else?
I don't think there's anything else I can add. This just seems like it's just maundering on and on and on because she can.
Anyway, all right. Well, I think we're done for the night. So, thank you.
Done. We're finished. I'm done.
Yeah, thank you, worse than you, for enduring all that.
Yeah.
I can't remember who's Talia.
Talia al Ghul.
Oh, from
I
okay,
assume,
Batman.
yeah.
Hey, what? So what about book 3?
I do not know.
Don't know about that one. I assume worse than you still in the chat, so. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and big thank you to Captain Dunn who got dragged along to this.
Yes. Perfectly
Oh,
chronological
Zeus's daughter.
Talia
Oh
from Percy
yeah.
What? What?
Yeah, Talia
from Percy Jackson.
from Percy Jackson. I don't disagree.
I don't even
About
remember
what?
much
I can't
about
see
her.
the chat.
I think I remember her being kind of bitchy in the third book. That's about it.
She's kind of bitchy in the third book, and then she becomes a tree.
Oh, she was a tree before. She was a tree in the first
Oh
two books.
yeah. And then
At
she
the end
gets
of book,
out, doesn't she?
yeah, at the end of book
Yeah.
3, she joins the Hunters.
Oh yeah. Book 3 did do her dirty.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole killing off Nico's sister for no reason. That upset me. That still upsets me. I think that was a poor choice on Raiden's part.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a fan of fridging personally. And that's, at least for me, that's the main reason why that happened.
Hey, like, I mean, the thing was, we could have had. We could have had Nico still go through his same character arc.
I mean, how though? The whole reason he went through the character arc was because he distrusted Percy.
Yeah, but I mean, what, like, the way, like, they didn't have to kill his sister.
I don't remember worse than you. I don't remember Talia ever dying.
I don't remember it either, but it's been a while since I read that series.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, she joins the Hunters of Artemis, and then she could have just what we could have had Nico's sister just abandon him and go with the Hunters.
Be fine with
Well,
that.
that would just make her character look bad though.
I mean, she joined the Hunters of Artemis. She really didn't have a choice at the end. I think that was the inevitable conclusion I was going to come to. If she hadn't died, she would have it would have been like her just she would have had to go with the Hunters.
Yeah. Well, now I really want to reread the books.
Mm-hmm.
I have all 5 of them sitting in my closet.
I don't have any of them. Oh well. I do have I do have a few of the Sandman Slim series on my shelf. That's a good series.
If you're looking for something that will keep you occupied for a while, I suggest Stormlight Archive or Mistborn.
All right. Well, thank you again for joining us. Done. For those of you watching, don't forget to subscribe, share us around, give us a like. It does help the channel. Also, if you see ads on our channel at any point from now until the future, they are not ours. We are not monetized. You have permission. Use AdBlock. Use AdBlock on our channel. YouTube doesn't deserve the ad revenue they could get. Especially if they're not paying us for it. That being said, I hope everybody has a great week. Actually, happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, next week's Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Lovely.
Yeah. All right. Anyway. Thank